to pursue advanced education, some have already taken full-time jobs, and others are headed for apprenticeships in their chosen field or are entering military service. But whatever they do next, we want the members of the class of 2025 to know that we wish them every success in their future endeavors.
This message is brought to you by Piatt County Collision Center, located at 1200 Bear Lane in Monticello. We're very proud of all your accomplishments, 2025 graduates.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the Zoom today, Josh Thielen, State Department Adjutant for the American Legion. Good morning, Josh. How are you?
Good morning. Not too bad.
Beautiful spring morning out there. And boy, I tell you, hopefully we've turned the corner a little bit into this spring, summertime we're anticipating, right?
I hope.
Leave those cold, dreary days behind us. But we always appreciate you making time for us, Josh. And, it's a big month. The month of May is really a time for folks in the that served our country to really be recognized at the forefront. We're going to be talking about Memorial Day, but, we were talking before we got started, in the middle of all that, you've got Armed Forces Week, you've got Police Week, first responders, all those things. And I think what a lot of people sometimes, or I shouldn't say a lot of people, but, what sometimes maybe goes unnoticed is those folks that are serving us in our communities, whether it's from a law enforcement standpoint, whether they're an EMS, whatever the case may be. Many times those, DNR, I know DNR is big with this. Many times those individuals came from the armed forces. So, and plus with Memorial Day sprinkled in there, really a time to recognize our veterans in May.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. May is such a busy month for not just the Legion, but veterans as a whole. We have two major holidays that happen for veterans, and that's Armed Forces Week, or Armed Forces Day, and Memorial Day. Oftentimes we conscrew the idea of, well, why do we have Veterans Day or Memorial Day or Armed Forces Day? Well, Armed Forces Day recognizes those that are currently serving. Memorial Day recognizes those that lost their lives for the country. Veterans Day recognizes those that did serve and now continue to serve their communities in any other way, whether it's what they do for their jobs or what they do for their communities.
Mm-hmm.
It's the service that they provided when they were in that we want to recognize for Veterans Day. So three major events that often people get a little bit confused on as to why we celebrate or who we celebrate it for.
Sure. Well, let's start with the Memorial Day. And because I know Clinton and the veterans locally do a lot for Memorial Day weekend. That comes up on May 26th this year. Josh, what goes on for Memorial Day?
So Memorial Day, and it's always one of my favorite events. We bring the community together out at the Civil War plot and recognize all those who went before us. So it's important as veterans for us to be able to express that appreciation to those that are no longer with us. We love the fact that our community comes together so well for this event. We usually see around 150 people show up and just get that feeling, that emotional well-being that we know they served for the country, they gave their lives for this country, and we haven't forgotten them. So Memorial Day is so vital for us to do this. We meet out there, I want to say at about 10 o'clock. I might be off a little bit on the time frame, but we usually show up. Everybody kind of gathers there at the plot. We have a few speakers that get up and they recognize those speeches that mean so much to Memorial Day. So we go through that process, and it's just so relieving to see the community come together like that and know that they're showing that support to those that gave their lives.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So that Memorial Day big in Clinton. Do you do much other than that? Are there festivities? If I'm not mistaken, don't they do like a flag raising on the square? Am I remembering that right?
I don't think we do the flag raising on the square anymore. I know we used to, and it might be something that we could bring back. But we do the flag raising at the Civil War plot. We post the colors, all the different organizations, their flags are represented, the different military services are represented, and we do a short little march up with all the veterans that are there. And we usually get probably, I don't know, I want to say maybe about 30 to 40 veterans out there
Nice.
that all get to participate in this as well and, show their appreciation the same way.
Gotcha. No doubt. So is that open to the public? Can folks come out and be a part of that?
Yeah, so it's open to the public. We absolutely love seeing everybody come together. There's parking across the street, and we do have a golf cart that helps to bring everybody back and forth, which helps a little bit with the assistance there. You can also park down at the bottom of the hill in the cemetery for those that choose to walk up and down the hill. So it's your choice. There's plenty of parking out there. And if you need assistance getting from your car up the hill or across the street, flag one of us down. We'll gladly come out and come help you. We'll get somebody over there to get you across the street and get you where you need to be.
Sure. And again, the when and where on that Memorial Day event in Clinton, Josh?
Our event is Monday, May 26th, 10 a.m. We should have a flyer coming out soon that will have more details, more information. We're still piecing together the last little bit of information that we need to finish up the flyer at the Civil War plot. Sorry. Somebody else to get that one.
Sure.
But meet at the Civil War plot, listen to the speeches, hear what we have to say. We always have a great guest speaker who discusses their experiences being in the service and their experiences with Memorial Day and why we've got it. So it's a great opportunity. We love to see the youth come in. The high school band usually participates with us. The Boy Scouts are out there. So the youth are really getting to learn a lot about the history of Memorial Day and the reason for us to celebrate the lives that were lost and not mourn it, but celebrate it. They gave their lives for our freedoms. We mourn their loss, but we also celebrate them and the effort and courage that they gave.
No doubt. So be a part of that. Again, that's May 26th. And did you say the time, Josh? You may have, and I missed it.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Got it. Yeah, that's
I
right.
believe that's when we normally start our services.
Anything else on Memorial Day going on? Anything like that locally or in statewide, I guess, that you want to highlight there, Josh?
So lots of communities, I myself unfortunately can't make our event for Memorial Day. I've been asked to be the guest speaker in Farmer City. So there's a lot of events going on all over. D-Land has a great service that they do at their cemetery. Farmer City's got a great one. I'm glad I get to be a part of some of these other ones and see what they do and help each other out too.
Very good. So yeah, that'll
we've
be
got
exciting.
all those.
Yeah.
If you can't make one, try to make one within the surrounding area. There's a lot going on all weekend for a lot of different communities. Go check it out, learn a little bit about Memorial Day, and help really support our veterans organizations, but also mourn and celebrate the lives of those that gave.
Very good, Josh. Well, I'll tell you what, on that note, let's take a time out and come back and talk Armed Forces Week and all those things. In the meantime, best way for folks to learn about the Clinton American Legion, the Memorial Day happenings, where do they go? How do they find all that, Josh?
Absolute best way. Look us up on Facebook. You can Google us. Just look up Clinton American Legion. You'll find us. You can reach out to us on there and I try to answer everybody when I get a message that comes through. So
Sounds good. Josh Thielen, Clinton, or the State Department Adjutant, I should say, for the American Legion, our guest on the Zoom today. More to come with Josh on the morning show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network. Corn steady, beans lower, and wheat slightly higher. July corn opening $4.55 up a penny. September corn down 1.5, $4.31 December new crop $4.41 3/4 down 1 1/4. July beans starting today $10.40 down 5.5. August beans $10.34.5 down 5 3/4. November new crop $10.16 down 6 1/4. July wheat starting today $5.34 up 2 3/4. September wheat up 2.5, $5.48 1/4. And December wheat $5.70 1/4 up 2 1/4. July bean meal $2.95.60, that's up a dime. And July bean oil $47.96 down 77 cents. Opening numbers on this Tuesday morning. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full service dealer. See us at baumchevybuick.com right from the start.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Josh Thielen, Clinton American Legion, my guest on the Zoom, our Zoom today, and of course, State Department Adjutant for the American Legion. Didn't mean to bust rank on you there, Josh. Sorry about that. But no, let's dive into Armed Forces Week, Josh. You know, we touched on this at the top, but that transitioned us to Memorial Day. How about Armed Forces Week?
So Armed Forces Week, like I said in the first half, recognizes those that are currently serving. An Armed Forces Week for the Department of Illinois involves us going to our different divisions and recognizing those that still serve. So we do a little bit of a tour of Illinois. We take National Commander around and just have an overall great visit where we get to meet with so many other veterans. So one of the big kickoff events is a suicide awareness walk, a Be the One walk that we have on Saturday down in Flora, Illinois. And like our senior vice commander says, it's just a small walk, just a short little walk. It's only 8.5 miles.
I did that one time. That is not a small walk. That is not a small walk.
But we walk from Flora to Louisville and recognize it brings awareness to suicide prevention.
Mm-hmm.
So our Be the One campaign, we've talked about it before, where it's just us reaching out to veterans and saying, hey, how are you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
Just that simple question can change somebody's life. And it's unbelievable the reaction that we've had with that.
Nice.
But we leave there, we go to Marion, Illinois for a visit in our 5th Division. Move up to Grafton. They have a new war memorial. I believe it's called the Memorial of Ascension. I can't remember the exact name of it right off the top of my head, but amazing memorial that they've been putting together and working on for a while. It's a national memorial, brand new, So it's a good opportunity in Illinois for anybody that's looking for those new memorials or want to go see a veteran memorial or war memorial. It's brand new. If you get a chance to go down to Grafton and check it out, please do.
That's cool to see a lot of communities coming together for this week.
Oh yeah, it's remarkable how much is going on, and everybody's still like, "Hey, come see what we've got to offer, and this is what we're doing. This is how we recognize them." And we see it all across the state. But we leave there, we come up, we go to Champaign, do an interview with talking about Operation Honor Guard and the work that our Honor Guard does across the state, well, across the nation as a whole, for funerals and flag raising ceremonies and just memorial events. You name it, our Honor Guards are there. They're there to support our communities and support the veterans that gave their lives.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, very good.
get done there.
And
And
you're hard pressed to go to a town, Josh, where there's not some sort of veterans memorial somewhere in that. Even the smallest of little towns, you're hard pressed to find somewhere that doesn't have a dedication to the community's veterans.
Oh yeah, and I've seen so much more of it as I've taken this position on and gone to other communities and seen what they're doing. It really is amazing, some of these memorials and what the communities have done to support those memorials and take care of them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
But-
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. You were
Oh, that's all
speaking
right.
more about the what was going on with some of the things down in Southern Illinois. How about that?
Yeah. So we've moved up into the central Illinois, going to Champaign. And this year, Clinton is lucky enough that we get to have the national commander come to our post. And we've got dinner and award ceremony and everything else that's there for to recognize our posts that are just doing that amazing work, that outstanding work as far as membership goes, their efforts to their communities and everything else. And it's just a good showing to not only our national commander, but to let our posts know we see them. We know they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. We know you're working hard at this. So it's a good opportunity there. We leave Clinton, we go to Great Lakes Naval Base for their graduation and celebrate with the new recruits that are up there getting ready to go off into the Navy and be the sailors that maybe some of them dreamt to be. Maybe some of them said, I don't know what I want to do, but Navy sounds right, and they go off and do it. It's kind of what happened to me. One day a recruiter called me and said, "Hey, what do you think about joining the Army?" I said, "Never thought about it, but let's do it."
Went right in.
It just happened, and it wound up being one of the best decisions I ever made.
Hey, can you speak to that a little bit, Josh? To that person that doesn't know what's next for them, and the military becomes an option. What is that experience like?
So for me, both my grandpas never talked about their service. My dad wasn't able to serve. And so it never really was brought to the forefront to possibly join the military. Nobody really discussed it. Nobody knew much about it. We knew that my grandpa served, but nobody said anything. So I applied to a couple different colleges, and they were all saying, "Oh no, you're the average student. Just we don't have space for you." My family couldn't afford it. There wasn't very many options for us, and I stopped trying to look at colleges. Well, a few hours after that, I get the phone call from the recruiter. He said, "Hey, what are you doing after school?" I said, "Nothing now." I said, I don't know what I have in front of me. And he said, "Well, can we meet tomorrow and during your study hall and let's just talk about some options." So we started talking about some options, and I had two things on my mind. One, I wanted to get into accounting. The other one, I wanted to be a cook. And I chose to be a cook in the Army. And a week later, we went down, we started signing paperwork, and it happened really fast. But there was a feeling of relief because I knew that at least for the next 4 years, I had a job. I had a career path. I had something I could do. So it was a great opportunity there knowing that I had some security for myself. And I didn't know what was coming up after that, but at least for 4 years, I had time to think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think a lot, for a lot of folks, that's how they end up in the military, right? Is they just don't know what's next, and that becomes an option. And for others, like you talked about, there's those people that know the military is what's next, and that's what they want to do, and God bless them just as much. You know what I mean? So. Yep. Anyways, Josh, I hate to do this to you, my friend. I got to let us go for the day. Best way for folks to keep up with what's happening Memorial Day weekend in Clinton.
Look us up on Facebook, Clinton, Illinois American Legion. You'll find us every time. You Google us, you'll get our phone number and everything else. It really is as simple as that. You find us, we'll answer your questions for you. We'll get it taken care of.
All right, very good. Josh Thielen, Clinton American Legion, our guest on the Zoom. The morning show streams too, Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance.
WHOW.